For the week. This course is going to be cover power tool safety. Your unit of instruction for the day is going to cover drill motor safety. Now I'm sure everyone in the class has used a drill before at some point, whether it's a highly portable cordless drill, concrete rotor hammer drill, or a regular 15-volt half-inch chuck drive drill, key chuck drill. But we're just here to talk about the safety aspect. I just want everyone to be safe when they start to use these tools out in the field. Now, the first thing we want to cover when we talk about safety, we want to cover the PPE that's involved with this. So you want to make sure that you, first of all, you have your hard hat, right? Have it adjusted so that way when you lean over, it won't fall off of your head and be on the ground and all that good stuff. So you want to make sure that you adjust it so that when you bend over and stand up, it's going to be nice and snug on your head. You don't want it too tight because it'll probably give you a headache. Just want it tight enough so that way it won't fall off when you bend over. And the next thing you want to do is make sure that you have a pair of safety goggles, right? With the ANZA stamp on the rim here. So you want to make sure that they are ANZA certified, right? ANZA, I believe, is Z87 or Z89 right now. Z87 ANZAs, these safety glasses, right? And so you got your hard hat, you got your safety glasses, and if you're going to be using a concrete drill bit or a rotor hammer, you want to make sure you have a face shield or goggles handy in case you need them. All right? So you got your hard hat, you got your glasses, you got your safety shield, your face shield, and the next thing you want to have is a set of earplugs. Because especially if you're going to be using the concrete drills here, it can get pretty loud. And so when you use these earplugs, you want to squeeze them together. I always squeeze mine together and rotate it back and forth. And then I take my other hand, I pull my ear, and I open the slot up a little bit and just push them in. And then I repeat the same process for the other ear. That way, you don't damage your hearing. And that's very important. You don't want to damage your hearing while you're using a drill. All right? And so after you make sure that you have all your safety PPE, right, you also want to have a set of gloves. Now, when you're using the gloves with a rotating part of the drill, you want to make sure that you remove the glove that you're going to be touching the chuck part of the drill. The rotating part of the drill, you don't want to have gloves on because it can get caught in the rotating part. It can cause injuries. So I just want to make sure that we are clear on that. The next thing we do after we make sure we have all of our PPE, we want to determine what type of drill we're going to use, right? And so I have 3 drills here. These are pretty much what they use in the market. I have a cordless drill that is a 3/8 chuck drive, right? And this is actually a keyless chuck. So it doesn't even take a chuck key. So you just twist it and tighten your bit on there. I'll do an example right quick. Open it up, insert your drill bit, or this is actually a screwdriver tip, so, and tighten it back up. Ready to go. And it's also, you want to inspect the body and make sure there's no cracks. I always like to smell to make sure you don't smell the burn, because sometimes it's the brushes or the motor is going out, it'll start burning. And so you want to make sure you identify it, and make sure that your battery, you always want to inspect your battery, because sometimes these lithium batteries can leak, especially if you're dropping them, on a daily basis. So make sure that you don't drop the drill. That's very important, whether it's a cordless or an AC power drill. So you want to just visually inspect the battery and make sure it's not leaking and make sure it's not cracked or anything like that. And once you do that, you're good to go. Cordless drill, 3/8 chuck drive, right? And so now we have the AC power drill, and this is a 1/2-inch chuck right here. And so this is not a keyless chuck, this is a keyed chuck drill. And so you just insert your key into the rotating mechanism and tighten your drill bit down. Now I have a twist bit here that I want to use to show you guys how to install that drill bit. So you just put it like that, open it up, open it up, open it up, a little more, insert your drill bit and tighten it clockwise until it's nice and snug. And now you have the drill bit in there. So next thing you want to do is you want to inspect your cord. And you should probably inspect the cord before you install the drill bit. So take note of that, guys. And now we have the power cord. Now this actually has a detachable AC power cord. I thought it was kind of cool. So we want to inspect our cord by, first of all, unraveling it, getting all the kinks and knots and twists and ties out, and then you want to just visually inspect it. Make sure that the plastic is not broken, that the insulation is not exposed, and that it's in good working order. You also want to look at your prongs on the end and make sure that that third prong, the ground prong, is not missing, right? So now this drill is actually in really good shape and it's ready for service. So all we have to do is connect our cord to the bottom of the drill. You just want to line up the slots and then twist it clockwise. Ready to go. Ready to go. And so the third drill we have here we want to use is what we call the rotor hammer drill. Now this is for concrete and masonry applications. So if you want to drill a hole into concrete or masonry, this is the drill you want to use. It also can be used as a chipping hammer. So if you have some spoils on the outside of a form that you want to take off before you remove that form, or just excess concrete, maybe it was a spill over on the ground or something, you can actually take our spade bit here, you can insert it, and it's very easy to insert. You just pull back on the spring-loaded mechanism here, insert your drill bit, and then you'll know when it's locked in because you'll hear the click, and then it won't be able to pull out. So this is actually ready to go. And so now you just want to adjust your handle, right, to the correct height or whatever feels more comfortable for you to use. Now, all these drills, they're going to come with a handle. So if they come with a handle, you want to make sure you use that handle, right? You want to always follow your manufacturer's recommendations when you're using these tools. Very important. Very important. Now, next off, I want to show you the different types of drill bits that we use for different applications. So we have here a twist bit that I put onto this 1/2-inch chuck drive drill, right? And so I'm going to take it out and I'm going to explain the twist bit. So this twist bit is a very versatile type of drill bit. This can be actually used for metal, wood, or concrete. Well, metal, wood, or plastic. So this is a very good drill bit to use. You can also use it on some composite materials. Very good tool to use. Very good drill bit to use. Now this is called a masonry drill bit right here. It has a carbide tip on the end that's really hard, so that way it can drill through the concrete. And it also has a special groove on the end so that it fits into only a rotor hammer. Now you cannot use this on a regular drill. It'll fit, but it won't work. It won't work. So you only want to use a specific tool that's designed for whatever you're working on, right? Never use a tool that's not designed for what you're working on, right? Only use it for the intentions that you have. Only use it for the purpose that it was made for, right? Concrete drill bit here, right? This is called a paddle bit, guys. Now this is basically for wood. So it has a tip on the end, so it's like a little starter tip, so you can kind of start the drill and it won't skip or move on you. So this is a very good drill bit to have. Now these come in 1.5 inches, 2 inches sometimes. So just depending on the size hole you need, paddle bits are very versatile and very good to use on wood products. And so now also let's get into the handle for our 1/2-inch drill bit. So when you have a handle with a drill, you want to use it. And so you always put that handle on there, tighten it up, nice and snug, right? And you can either put it on the right-hand side or you can put it on the left-hand side. It's versatile. So whatever's more comfortable for you is the side that you want to use it on. Now, if you put it on there and it's not comfortable, always switch. Take it back to where you had it before, and it'll be fine. It'll just be fine. Whew. Let's see here. Now, we have a cordless drill, and the cordless drill actually has some settings on there. And if you look it closely at the top front part of the cordless drill here, it has some settings. It has a drill setting and it has a screw gun setting. In case you don't want as much torque, you can click it down and it'll be to the correct torque that you want. Sometimes if you're putting screws inside a drywall, you don't want all that torque because it'll just go through and it'll mess everything up. So you want to adjust the torque to the comfort level of the material that you're drilling into. And now, when we inspect these tools, if you find that something is wrong with the tool, you want to put a lockout tagout tool on there, a lockout tagout on there. Now this lockout repair tag is to be placed on the drill if you find something wrong that's going to affect your safety. And so you just fill it out. It's all self-explanatory here, and it comes with a wire. Most of them are going to come with some wire, and you just wire it to the tool. And then that way the person that's coming behind you won't pick up this tool and use it and waste his time. And if you can, I would set it in a remote area. That way it can be accessible when you get ready to repair it. Now, if you're on a job site, you want to report it to your supervisor so that way it can get repaired as quick as possible. And any questions? I think I've covered it. I would also definitely remind you guys, never use a tool for a purpose that is not intended. Always follow your manufacturer recommendation. If you have a question, contact your immediate supervisor or your foreman or someone that's more experienced. Always read your user's manual. Always have your PPE, glasses, earplugs, and your face shield. Any questions? Okay, so we're going to move on to the next part. It's going to be the hands-on demonstration. So we're going to give you a 5-minute break, then we're going to come back and we're going to practice boring holes.